All right, guys. As I mentioned in the comments just a moment ago, Robbie's running about 10 minutes late. But I'm like, do I wait? Do I put our listeners and viewers in suspense? No, no. Robbie doesn't. Robbie doesn't have to know, or he will know. But yeah, I noticed Brian and Sean are on. Beer, man. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But hit me up, Brian and Sean. I can't tell you how much I will be interacting when Robbie gets here, but I'm here for you guys now. Brian says he's entry buzzing on Red Spot, and that's the 15 year, right, Brian? I actually have that in my notes. Yes, Red Spot is the 15 year. So yeah, we'll get to all the normal things in the podcast, but we'll see how we'll edit it, at least for the podcast version. But I don't mind shooting it up with you guys. Oh wait, we got a current comment. Wait, my comments aren't updating, so give me a second, guys. There we go. Yeah, that's the fact, Brian, that this is the real podcast here. Sometimes Robbie's late. Rarely is Cole late, but sometimes Robbie's late. And so yeah, if you're checking in and this is, the first episode you're watching, we'll probably edit some of this out. Who knows for the actual audio podcast. This is your first time watching. Yeah, normally we start up together. But I thought I'd just talk it up with at least Sean and Brian. So yeah, thanks, Sean. I agree. Isn't it nice back here? I mean, I spent good money on that John piece. It was like on Etsy and it came from like literally Pakistan, and it was a chunk of money. But I think it looks pretty nice. And it's funny because I found that when I turn off the lights on me, it's too bright. But then when I put the lights on me, it's like perfect. And it just glows. It's like a halo. So that's what I think. Yeah, you're right. There is a big empty spot. I gotta fill up this section with something at least. Maybe your map. I've been holding on to that, thinking like I have to find the perfect place for that. But maybe I'll try it out, Sean. So hey, we got Marco and AZ on the line. Thanks for joining, Marco. And then is that the sign? Is that? Oh no, it's a that sign is like just a like almost like a whiskey barrel, almost like the Eagle Rare with the logo on it. So most like oh, we got Nathan Anthony. What up? Oh man, Nathan, have you? I don't know if I correct me, and I apologize if I'm wrong. This might be the first time I've seen that photo of you on YouTube. So maybe this is the first time I've seen you in a while on YouTube. So thanks for joining. Yeah, for those who don't know thus far, Robbie's running a little late, 10 minutes. So I expect him to be on in the next 7 or so. But yeah, we're gonna kick it off once Robbie joins in. So now you know how the podcast works. Sometimes Robbie's late, and sometimes we just pick it up where we pick it up. So, but thank you, Sean, on the beard. I'm gonna trim it tomorrow. It is I like it in the front a little bit, but I don't like it when it's puffy on the sides. So I gotta just trim it down. But tomorrow is a good day for that. I gotta mow the lawn. Yeah, that's right. Mow the lawn in March, early March. No, I guess it's mid March now. Later than mid March. But he says fill the empty spot with Eagle Rare 17 fathead. Yeah, no, that's I mean, like Eagle Rare there, Eagle Rare 17 above it. I mean, why wouldn't it be above it? You know what I'm saying? There was some dudes I used to live with, and we had this thing where we had a photo of Jackie Chan, but it wasn't like your average photo. It was kind of like almost like a school photo Jackie Chan poster, but he had like almost like a bowl cut going on. So anyway, we had a rule that he had to be above every other art in the house. So like even if there was like a picture of Jesus on the wall, he had to be above Jesus. And that was what we did. And we basically handed it off. Once we got married, we'd hand it off to the next single dude. And then once they got married, they'd hand it off to the next single dude. And it was a great tradition. I still hope it can live on. My friend Ryan Stahl has it now. But that's what it reminded me of, that Eagle Rare would be above, or Eagle Rare 17 would be above Eagle Rare. So I'm drinking this beer, and it's just, I used to love beer. When I lived in Arizona, when I lived in Wisconsin, I used to love beer. This is a Pilsner from Vossen, which I didn't even know was a Richmond brewery until I looked on the side and I was like, Richmond, Virginia. I don't love it. The hard thing about here's the hard thing about hops for me these days is that I used to love IPAs. In fact, when I was in Arizona, I like pretty much only drank IPAs. And then one day I hated them. Like it was like a shift in events. It's like I suddenly don't even like IPAs anymore. And then even Pilsners are pushing it because they're hopped a little bit usually. What the heck is wrong with me? Like, I feel like such a pansy where I'm like, no, I can't drink IPAs. But, I can enjoy some beer. But that's why I drink whiskey and, in this case, overproof rum. And then Irish whiskey to come. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. If you're feeling squirrely, no, I can't read. I feel you on the squirrely beard scenario. Wifey lets me know very quickly. Yeah, Heather should probably. Brian, no plans. I mean, the only plans for the weekend are making jewelry, and mowing the lawn, hanging with the wife. We'll figure something out to do, but nothing too crazy St. Patrick's Day wise. So, creamy stout. I'm not a big stout guy. They feel too heavy to me. But maybe I should get back into it, because that's the thing is, like, I started to run out of favor with IPAs, and but I originally ran out of favor with stouts, but that's how I started on beer. So maybe I'm just going back to the stout and porter realm. So what do we got? Big time porter stout guy. Yeah, I'm a Matt Porter fan as well. Speaking of which, listeners, viewers, whoever, next Friday, Brian Rapp knows. We should probably let it be known more than just Brian. Brian asked. But next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we will be on Matt Madness. Sadly, in a good way, sadly, in a bad way, sadly. I mean, there's always bad way, sadly, when you really think about it. But Robbie and I will be on the same round. So either one of us, so like the fact is that at least one of us will be eliminated, but potentially one of us will move through. We're going to be against Will in the podcast, which I'm excited to actually like meet him. We've met the Grees before, you guys know that, but I've never met Will, and Will is, I'll admit this. I think honestly, the first whiskey podcast I ever really loved was the podcast, and so I have a ton of respect for Will. But I'm hoping when we double team him, one of us will show up on the victory. So, yeah. So yeah, just please and please, even if you're thinking about it, like maybe I should watch Matt Madness, just know that we are fueled by your guys' cheers. So if you guys want to join and just cheer us on, you can cheer Robbie on only. We'll see how it goes. Or you could cheer. You don't have to cheer me on only, but if you want to cheer Robbie on, I'll get the by proxy cheers going on there, and yeah, I'm actually. There's a level with Matt Madness that I am. Robbie's on, but
but got new folks here, huh?
Yeah, we got some good folks. So Robbie, let's decide right now between me and you. Should we deal with comments or not during this episode?
Definitely on
maybe
break.
Only the best. No offense, guys, if you put out something that's not.
Unless I say Tane a win, man. If it comes up, it comes up.
If it comes up, it comes up. And sadly, we're not going to get to every comment. But we don't want it to go on for 2 hours, probably. But what I was saying is, it hit me this week. Like, I had this intense moment of anxiety. I'm like, like we're on Matt Madness, and I'm scared. And so there, I am so grateful to have the opportunity that Robbie and I both get to be on Matt Madness, and it's like really exciting to me. And like so far, like I'm so proud of us. So if we don't go any further, That's okay. We made it into the tournament, and maybe next year we'll, maybe we'll have another chance or something like that. But
So I
I think
disagree. I
what's that?
disagree. Well, you are much more the whiskey man than I am. And I'm like, no
Hey, you
expectation
beat
for me.
some
Now,
quality players.
however, my
Uh-huh.
philosophy for you is come home a winner, Cole, or don't come home at all. We'll find a new host.
Wait, say that again.
Come home a winner or don't come home at all.
Yeah, your wife's gonna kick you out of the bed if you don't beat
No,
me.
I'm saying for you. No one expects anything from me. You're the
Oh
man, man.
no, Robbie, you beat Scott from My Bourbon Journey and those two other guys who I forget their names right now.
The bourbon van.
Yeah, like big deal. Big deal.
So
What I'm most excited about though is us vibing the whole time while Will do his own thing. So
yeah.
What do you say we kick it off?
Established. Let's do it. You want me to start or you start?
I got it. Unless you're really feeling it.
I'll go for it.
Okay, cool. Everyone ready? Perfect. All right. I mean, we're kicking it off. We're kicking it off. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And this is not far from what we normally do, where we're like, all right,
it's a pretty odd point.
Here we go.
This is how the sausage is made.
This is how it's made. Welcome once again to Chill Filtered, the live podcast, at least this episode, where we drink whiskey so you don't have to, but you probably should. And you probably are. And that's why we like you. This week, it is a very special week. This is the first for Chill Filtered. We have done YouTube Live plenty of times before, especially regarding drink-alongs. But we decided to record on a Friday on St. Patrick's Day, drink an Irish whiskey, but do it live as well. So it's the first time. So bear with us if we're feeling nervous or something, or you kind of get the jitters I sense from us. That's okay.
I thought you were going to say we give them the jitters. If we give you the jitters, be a little concerned.
Yeah, especially Sean. He gets the jitters just watching us now. No, but yeah, feel free to comment. We might not respond to all of them. But we thought about that. We're like, you know what? If you want to comment away. And so, yeah, here's some business, actually. Here is some real business this week. Not only hit us up on Instagram, check out Patreon, whatever. This week, I want to say subscribe to us on YouTube. We're not even close.
YouTube. We want to tube with you.
We're not even anywhere near close to making money off of YouTube, but it's based on subscribers for the most part. And so the more subscribers we have and the more likes and stuff, that's good. That helps us. And if you want us to do well, subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube. Even if you don't watch YouTube, press subscribe and just don't do anything about it. That would help us a ton. And that's the business for the week. Robbie, how you doing? You're late today. Normally we record at like 5:15, but you are, or like 3:15 in your case, but this week you are a little late. What's going on?
Well, Cole, I usually am a little bit late, and you're like, I'm ready, and I'm like, I'm hurrying home. No, today I'm on spring break. It was just a little bit trickier getting kids cleared from the hallway.
Nice. And get out of my class, kids.
Yeah, can't miss you till you leave. Go home.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I just run a little bit late with that, and then Cole, question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, question away.
When you don't burp, does anything come out? Because it kind of looks like things came out there.
Like it's it. So
Gurgles?
there's a
term like a mud,
it's like
mud Yellowstone
pharyngeal something, and it's basically my throat is like spasming to try to get it out, but it won't. Gotcha. And so it'll make noise, but it won't exhale, even though it's almost sounds like it will.
It's more like you can feel the noise.
Yeah.
And Cole rocks his boys. He can't burp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who sings that again?
I think it's quite right.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Feel the noise. Girls, rock your boys. We'll get wow. Anyway,
did you play David Bowie this week for your sophomoric middle schoolers?
No, I've been playing A Day to Remember.
Nice.
Can't remember the name of the song, but it's like da 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 da, and then it kind of up for a little bit, and then it goes, "Let's go!" And so then I yell at them, "Let's go to class."
That's didn't know you were a Day to Remember the fan.
Dabble. Not a huge fan,
Yeah,
but that song's appropriate.
I dabble as well. I think the album I really got into was For Those Who Have Heart.
I haven't dabbled that deep. One. I don't know. I can't call stuff.
No, that's
out.
all I dabbled.
I know here and there.
I dabbled shallowly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, that's cool.
No. So anyway, spring break last week it's been like
that's fun.
I've had a lot of household projects going on from last weekend that I still haven't been able to like finish or complete. Like you know, you ever do that? Or like I replaced the doorknobs on the front door, which wasn't a huge deal, but I had to route stuff out. And then we painted all of our bathroom upstairs, added new light fixtures, mirrors and stuff like that. Oh man.
Yeah.
So we had a big, like probably like 5 foot by 2.5, 3 foot mirror, like one of those big bathroom mirrors. I took it out by myself just fine. I'm going to put it back. It barely hit the tile I was putting it in. It goes, tink.
The whole thing?
Yeah. Guess how much those cost?
Are they expensive?
Guess. Just take a guess.
$75.
$650.
What? So we've thought about replacing ours in our bathroom, and now I'm not gonna.
No, dude, it was a lot. Yeah. And so I was
That's
like
crazy.
Yeah. So we ordered we got like 2, probably 3 foot, no, 2.5 feet by like 2 feet mirrors. They were like $80 each. So ouch. Yeah, so I messed that up. But anyway, the house was like, you know, it is like when you do a project, you don't really clean it up till you're done. So my house is like in disarray, but it's been fun. I'm happy to have projects back. You know,
I like projects.
Ready for spring. We're gonna get rid of a bunch of rock in the backyard. Gonzaga plays tonight. Hopefully they win. Nice. Virginia though.
Furman University. Who's heard of them?
South Carolina. And I know that because I had to look it up, and it was a trending Google search when I did.
Nice.
So, oh man, March Madness is back. I love it. Our weather's
good.
Not great, but decent. So life is good, man.
You know what? I listened to today. I listened to the episode 2 years ago. No, I'm sorry, 3 years ago. We were drinking Tullamore Dew, me and you.
I remember that episode.
And we talked so much about coronavirus, and it
because
really
it
hit yet.
Just before 3 years ago today, like we went on spring break, and then we went on extra week, and then we were done. Yeah,
seriously,
that's forever ago.
And it was just, and this wasn't the episode where I was like, there was the next episode was the A. Smith or the John. No, it was Isaac Bowman, where I like finally admitted that I wasn't going to visit Boise, and it was like
so you were waffling hard on this one, like I don't know.
Yeah, and then but it was still like. It was a very interesting episode to listen to, where it was like, I only listened to it because someone sent it to me and they're like, hey, you know, listen to this. And I was like, okay.
Who sent it to you?
A friend. Actually, Marco knows him. His name is Patrick Smith. And anyway, I was like, okay, whatever. I'll listen to it. And he sent a few too. And I'm like, dude, I don't have all the time in the world to listen to my
Who wants to listen to these
podcasts? Yeah. But I listened to one at least. So
I'll listen to one every once in a while, just for like nostalgia's sake. I might go back and listen to that. Because I remember like even like when so that was the first year I started, and it was like one of the first, like January or February, like one of the Whiskey World News was a guy survives only in credits whiskey from the coronavirus. And we're like, it's not going to be a big deal. 1 or 2 people will get it, and we'll move on. It's like
Meanwhile, 7 million people died.
Jeez. And it was, and everything was different.
Yeah. Although, and it was as bad as we could ever imagine, basically.
Do you ever get like COVID lockdown nostalgia? Like miss it?
I do. Yes and no. I miss working from home, but I don't miss like not going out. I really love going out here and there.
I'm a home. I can be
even to the grocery store. I can enjoy the grocery store.
man, I can be so happy at home. Like,
yeah, you're a
I
homebody.
I can be a homebody. I like staying at home. Like,
Mhm.
I put in cement pads. I did so many projects. I
Yeah.
loved, that's how a real man burps.
Oh,
I,
that's funny.
but like one of the things was like, man, like had I known, like financially, we were okay. We didn't lose our
Yeah.
jobs, and I didn't lose anybody that was like immediate family,
Mhm.
and it didn't change things too much for me. I'm like, man, I could go for that again.
Yeah.
Just not
I,
having to make plans with people and do stuff.
if I had done it all again, knowing what I know now, I don't want to be like this anti-masker, but I would have been like, I'm eventually gonna get it, but I probably would have wore a mask and like gone out and been safe out in public still to protect those around me. But there's a point where I'm like, dude, I was gonna get it, and in whatever way I got it, I was gonna eventually get it, and
Well,
maybe multiple
but you're
times.
also thinking of that like after the fact, like
Yeah,
that
no. If I
early
had
on,
done it again,
it was
not
very
knowing what I
novel, and
know,
there was like
yeah,
not
no,
like it took a while.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no. I would
dude,
have.
your beard is looking strong.
I
Been a
gotta trim it
while.
tomorrow.
No, keep it for Matt Madness.
No, I
We'll
gotta
show
look
up all
good for Matt
bearded and like
Madness.
angry and be like, "What do you do? You talking to my friend Will?
Talking to
Don't
my
talk
friend
to Cole
Will."
in that tone."
Yeah.
Will?
So
No, Matt. I don't care if you
yeah,
invited him to the party, Matt. This guy's got a bone to pick. He could pick it with me too.
yeah.
We're
No,
chill
we'll
filtered
gang up
strong.
on Will. That'll be the
We'll
best
put a
thing.
boot in your butt, Toby McGraw
That's the
style.
American way. That's funny. Toby Keith, once again.
Toby Keith. I said, is Toby McGraw a real person?
Oh, he's a real person.
Is Toby McGraw?
He might as well be. That's what I'm saying.
McGraw. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Top of the morning, top of the afternoon, bottom of the evening,
bottom of the muffin,
toes of the midnight.
Ooh.
Anyway, how you doing, man? Besides listening to the podcast, you okay there? Uh-oh.
No, I got to entry buzz a little more on scotch now.
Scotch.
Now that I finished my rum, my overproof rum. I am doing good. It was a good week, productive week at work. I like productivity. I like feeling productive.
Yeah.
That's me and my ADHD is I like to be moving. But I also like to say I did something from my movement, if that makes any sense.
What'd you do today? I just wiggled and I'm halfway happy.
I just wiggled. I was productive. Yeah.
I was a wiggly boy.
Yeah. Wiggly boy. I mean, ADHD. You deal with some of these, kids these days. And
pretty sure I don't have ADHD. I'm pretty sure I just have ADD.
Well, that's me as well. But you should know this. The DSM-4 or 5 or whatever, it says it's all ADHD. There's just the hyperactivity, whatever, and then there's the non-hyperactive.
But it's still layman's wise. And
yes,
it's pretty easy to just kind of separate.
Yeah.
So anyway, what else is new?
Rum, beer, and scotch. That's for sure.
That was very George Thurgood of you. One rum, one beer, and one scotch.
You missed it in the beginning. Sean was like, I'll try to bring it up real quick. Sean said, "Ooh, full live episode! How exciting! Can't wait to hear the raunchy things they say that they usually edit out." I love that. We actually don't really edit out anything besides the breaks, where we go on walks, of course.
Or when I have to, Mara is helping me out, and I was like, "You got to go get the girls from the bus stop today."
That's so nice of her.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, my life is decent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quality content here, Cole.
Here's my.
This comes up every week. Think you'd be ready?
Better and better. Yeah. Here's a funny thought is that
now, Cole, I don't want to come. Cole, real quick, I don't want to come at you from left field here. Here's a surprise question.
Please.
How was your week?
It's all right. I mean, like nothing too special. But here, so one of the things this week that happened was I got a few good sales on Etsy, And so I've been getting a lot of extra dough, and I actually have most of the materials already for the orders. So I'm like, what do I do with this extra money I have? And not to come across as like, yeah, invest in Bush's baked beans, the only beans that will take care of your heart. But yeah, I'm like, I looked up Solo stoves today. I looked up.
You looked up what?
New
Solo
sunglasses.
Do you have a Solo stove?
Not yet.
Hey, go to Costco. Costco's been running really good deals on them.
Really? I have a Costco membership.
I think it's like they have like the biggest one for the price I paid for the second to biggest.
Which was how much? You remember?
Like $250. I think at Costco was.
Got that money.
Yeah. I love it.
Maybe
dude.
I will do that.
Love them. Especially you got trees, right? You have trees, right?
We do. Yeah.
You can do you trim your trees and then just let them dry out.
Not a bad idea. We don't even have to throw them out. Just burn them.
You need some twigsies.
Speaking of burn them, I bought some cigars recently.
Okay.
And I'm not like a huge. I probably smoke a cigar once, maybe twice a year. But I got some from a brand. It's called Kentucky Gentleman. That I enjoyed the last cigar I had from them, and so I'm like, okay, maybe I will smoke a cigar tonight because it's really nice outside. I think it's a little rainy out here, but I have a gazebo type thing on my porch.
There was nothing fancy ever been said on this podcast.
I know, right?
I've got a gazebo.
So I think I'll pick a good bourbon. I think I'll pick a good cigar, and I think I'll have a little smoke to myself tonight. Boy. Yeah.
Edit this one: rum, beer, scotch, and then we're gonna have an Irish, and then you're gonna have a bourbon and
a cigar.
A cigar.
Yeah. It's gonna be a crazy night.
You're gonna be
tis the day.
You're gonna be so tipsy, Cole. That you better not let the leprechaun get you. I'm the leprechaun. I'm gonna get. I watched Wayne's World this week.
I think the leprechaun's probably gonna visit Mexico over Virginia anytime soon. So, yeah.
Because I'm the leprechaun. Have you? I watched Wayne's World this week, and I forgot about that.
Nice!
And I loved it.
I've never seen Wayne's World.
Seriously?
No.
Oh, it's ribbed for your pleasure. Yeah.
No,
I was painting
from the movie.
Yeah.
That's funny.
When I was painting, I watched both 1 and 2 and just pretty much listened to it and quoted. I watched that movie so many times when it came out. I remember.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dana Carvey and
Mike
Myers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just gotta watch it eventually.
Wayne's World 2. What's his face from Better Call Saul? What's that guy's name?
Bob Odenkirk. Or whatever.
He's in that. Yeah. He makes a cameo. I didn't even realize it.
Oh, really?
I got out of the shower when I was painting. I was like, that sounds like Bob. And he's a nerd in Wayne's World 2. It's such a good movie.
Bob, he's in a lot of stuff. He was in
he was an SNL writer, so he's got all those connections with like SNL movies and those folks.
Yeah. What did I see him in? Was he in he was in How I Met Your Mother for a few episodes. He was what's his name's Segel, what's his name?
Jason
Segel's boss in
which is the best Muppets movie ever. The Muppets with Jason Segel.
So I started watching, I don't know if I'll keep watching it, but I started watching something, I forget what the show was even called, but it was on Apple TV, and it was with him, Jason Segel.
Shrinking.
Shrinking. And I watched a few episodes. Yeah, Harrison Ford. I don't know, but speaking of which, don't tell me if you have, or don't tell me anything about it if you have, but have you seen the recent Ted Lasso?
No, I didn't even. I totally forgot it came out last weekend.
Yeah, it came out on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So here's a funny
Wednesday,
story.
I meant another W word.
There's a ice cream place. It's called Jenny's, and they sell nationally, but they have a few brick and mortar shops, and they actually recently just came to Richmond, like within the past month or two. And one of the things they recently put out was a special edition based on Ted Lasso called Biscuits with the Boss ice cream. And so Heather, I was like, oh, Heather would love that because she really loves Ted Lasso. I went out and they were like, no, we sold out, but we have it in scoop form. But I'm like, well, I'm at work now. I'm on my lunch break. I can't grab that for Heather. So
it's Biscuits with the Boss. It's back in scoop form.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, maybe I'll check again, and they'll have pints that I can put in the work freezer and then bring home. And so they didn't the next time I came. And then I brought Heather, and I was like, I think they have scoops of biscuits with the boss left. And then they didn't. And so they're like, well, we might have it the day that Ted Lasso comes out this Wednesday. But our shop opens at noon. So if you want to be there. And so I got there at like 11:45 and was first in line. And then the line formed after I got there.
Oh, all those taters showing up for it.
Yeah, exactly. And so I picked up 2 pints and put them in my work freezer, and then brought them home to Heather, and she was very excited. So we're gonna watch it today after the episode.
Nice.
And hopefully enjoy the ice cream as well. So, but that was a fun time for me.
Can I tell you a parenting hack here?
Yeah, please.
We went to. Bo, shut up! No! Sorry.
No, you're good. I like to hear a little dog like that sound.
Bo. I read somewhere when you yell at your dog to shut up, they think you're barking with them. So
they say the best method of dealing with a barking dog is getting up in their face and saying and grabbing their snout and going, shh.
We're a no bark household.
Yeah, because in the primitive or whatever dog thing, it would be basically saying, hey, we're hunting right now. No one's barking, and we don't want you to bark. So be quiet. But anyway,
gotcha. But anyway,
this
ice cream shop that we have, they do like push pops with their ice cream, and we saved them and we looked it up on Amazon. You can get like push pops for ice cream, but we put like Tillamook ice cream in there, and then we refreeze them, and it's much cleaner and neater than like using a cone because it's like the drips get contained. So there you go.
That's a good point. And then, do you do that? Have you done that yet?
Yeah, so we reused the ones from our place called Stella's Ice Cream, washed them,
nice.
Put some ice cream in there, and it's much less messy.
Stella's Ice Cream sounds like a great place.
It is a good name.
Look on Amazon and pick up your own reusable ones that last forever.
They do have them. Yeah, they do have them there. Or we could just go get Stella's Ice Cream all day, every day. Cola is in rare form.
Rare form. So let's maybe we should send it a break and we'll get back. We'll talk about history. And
instead of taking a walk, why don't you go drink some coffee and some water?
I don't drink coffee. I don't drink water. I drink whiskey.
Eat a loaf of bread.
So let's go to a break, and we'll be right back
after we take these charcoal tablets.
Yeah, after these charcoal tablets and these, I don't even know, other tablets, Xanax tablets. And we'll be back, and we'll talk about the history. We'll get a few shout outs going, and then we'll get back into drinking. And we'll be drinking Gold Spot Irish whiskey, 9-year. Here we go to break.
All right. Break ritual. I like you. You like me.
I like you.
We're doing a great podcast as can be. We're not going walking. We're just here talking and build each other. Cole, you didn't do it with me.
No,
you do that every show. Are you embarrassed?
I know, right? No, I'm scared they'll judge us. That's pretty good.
What was our time on that?
Give it 33:20 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready,
Freddy?
I'm ready when you are. They don't even walk. Oh, it's so good.
We're frauds.
We love our listeners.
You guys are awesome.
All right, I'll kick it back off. And we're back. That's right, Brian.
Get that banner off.
Don't even walk.
Oh, the secret's out.
Yeah. But quick shout out. I only got one shout out this week. Joel Bradbury's wife. That's right. I called out one of our listeners' wives. Her name is Emma, and she is so kind as to offer to paint an owl for our second baby's nursery. And she's a great artist. If you haven't ever, I doubt you have, but please check her out. Follow her on Instagram. Her name or her Instagram handle is Emmalyn Studio, and that's the studio is spelled like you would expect, but Emmalyn is EMALYN Studio. Check them out.
Himalayan Studio.
Mean a lot to me to support her. And then secondly, as a reminder, as I mentioned, next Friday, March 24th, we will be on Matt Madness, and we need your support. 9 p.m. Eastern on ADHD Whiskey's channel, hoping that one of us will make it through to beat Will from the podcast, even though we respect him a ton.
We do.
So let's talk about Gold Spot. Go ahead.
They're Kimo Sabe.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not cancelable. We will also be doing our drink along right before Matt Madness.
That's right.
Do our monthly drink along.
Get a little entry buzz going.
Do a little tailgate. Get pumped up. Have a good time. Yep. We'll do the I believe in me, I believe in you thing with everybody. Yeah. Okay.
Everyone will do it with us.
And I also have another shout out, Brian Rapp in the audience.
Yeah. What a friggin' baller.
Last week, I mentioned, you know what? My whiskey funds, I've kind of gone through them. I don't have a lot built up in the bank. And he says like, hey, I found another bottle of Ode to Isla. And I'm going to hold on to it. I'll store it. It could be my backup or it could be yours. You just let me know when you're ready to pull the trigger.
What a baller.
Serious baller move, man.
Baller.
Thanks, Brian.
Appreciate we love you, Brian. Let's get into Gold Spot Irish whiskey. So we have done 2 Spot/Michelin Sons whiskeys in the past. Episode 26, a long time ago, we did Yellow Spot 12-year. Then episode 142, over 100 episodes ago, we drank Green Spot Chateau Lionel Barton, which was the Bordeaux finished variety, and I believe that was the 10-year. Even I forget if every Green Spot is a 10-year, but I think it is. It might not be though. Both delicious, but let's talk about a little background on the Spot whiskeys. So, Michelin Sons is an Irish wine merchant and whiskey bonder in the late 1800s. Think about it like a Scotch independent bottler. Back in the day, these kinds of companies would be the aging process for whiskey. A well-established Irish distiller would make the juice, but the wine merchants, they would age their own stuff, but then also wine merchants would buy distillate and use their empty wine barrels to age it longer before selling it. This is huge for Michelin Sons and the Spot whiskeys. They weren't always selling wine, though. In fact, they were selling teas, candies, cakes. But with the later addition of the wine, they apparently... I don't know what's so funny.
Teas, candies, cakes. You just would do a nice rhythm there. You
got to get the cadence with it all.
If this were a musical, it would have led right into a music song.
No, that's exactly right. Yeah. And then my best song ever about teas, candies, cakes. So anyway, this is
whiskey man makes. We eat them, we bake them, for you to take them. No, you gotta pay. You gotta pay.
Man, you would make a great Will Ferrell in a musical movie or something like that.
I've got the body.
You do.
I got a Will Ferrell body.
He's got a good body.
More cowbell. That's me.
I forgot about that. But yeah, that's how they got their reputation. Mostly aging new whiskey in wine cask or potentially sherry. But when the whiskey, I'll get to that in a moment. You'll see. When the whiskey bonding and aging became a big part of their business in 1887, they were bringing empty wine casks and sherry butts.
Oh, but a what? Sherry butts? That drives me nuts.
Gets me every time. They would bring them up to the Jameson distillery in Dublin, and then they would age the Jameson juice in their sherry and wine casks, and they would age them underground under the cobblestone roads of Fitzwilliam Lane. This is the cool thing about the Spot whiskeys. Some whiskey bonders would age their stuff in rick houses, but Michelin Sons did it all underground. And we know that humidity and temperature have a huge impact on aging. So these were very different than the standard barrels you'd get in the Irish world. And while they were aging, they had to know which barrels were aging for how long. So they made a simple system from it. They said a blue paint spot on the barrel meant 7 years, a green spot for 10 years, and a yellow spot for 12. And then finally, a red spot, which Brian Rapp is entry buzzing on for 15 years, which is great for an Irish whiskey. Hence the spot whiskeys, which still go by the same colors. And the blue spot these days is cask strength. And apparently it's always been a single pot still Irish whiskey. And if you forgot, single pot still, for the most part, means it's a mix of malted and unmalted barley with at least 30% of each. That's the rule.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
So it is a mix of malted and unmalted barley with at least 30% of each one.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it can't be 80-20. It has to be 30-70 or somewhere between.
Some variation of.
Yeah.
Math.
Single distillery, and it was distilled in a pot still. So, but I had to look into when single pot still became a thing. Like what around what time to be like, did they come around? But yes,
yeah. Well,
if you don't remember, single pot still whiskey started because distillers were trying to avoid a tax based on how much malted barley you were using. So they used unmalted barley as a portion to save them on the taxes. And I found out that this practice started well before the spot whiskeys came around. In 1785 was when this tax was introduced. Since then, the tax no longer applies, but single pot still whiskey definitely didn't stop. It's actually my favorite type of whiskey, or Irish whiskey at least. So anyway, let's talk about the spot we haven't mentioned yet, Gold Spot. So we're drinking Gold Spot, which is actually a recent release. They only started doing this in the past few years. It is a 9-year whiskey. So somewhere between blue and green spot. Blue's 8 and green is 10. Multiple finishes in this case, including port, sherry, and Bordeaux casks. Apparently, this is the first spot whiskey that is aged partially in port pipes. And port pipes are a type of port cask. If you're not familiar with, they don't just like smoke a pipe of port. Pipe
of port.
Peter Peck. Peter.
Well, no, I mean, like, what do you mean by smoke a
pepper
smoke
port?
A pipe of porta? What is?
So a pipe is a type of cask.
A pipe is a type of cask.
Yeah, it's like a smaller cask for used for port aging.
My Fair Lady in right here, right now. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now you're better off. Let's see if you remember it next time.
Not gonna happen.
As we mentioned, it is a single pot still, so some malted, some unmalted barley, 51.4% ABV / 102.8 proof. It is non-chill filtered. Hey, that's not the name of the podcast. And retail is about 105-ish, but it's rare. It's not easy to find. So quick shout out and a baller salute to Brian Rapp for giving us a sample. So let's pour it out, for our homies.
Yes,
each of us. And we'll get on drinking this up. Yeah, I've heard good things.
I smell good things. First,
I see good things.
I hope I feel good things.
And I hope that our love of spirits.
Okay, so like when I first opened it off the top of the sample bottle, I was getting like pear kind of sweet. It's definitely sweet.
Ooh. Yeah.
But as nosing a little bit more, it's more like a stone fruit, like apricot maybe. Yeah. Apricot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not peachy, but it's like stone fruit, light stone fruit.
Yeah. It's very you ever had a white peach?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a little more like potentially like more tart as opposed to sweet that you get on a normal peach. But it's like a brighter feel to it as opposed to like a dried apricot or a dried plum or something like that. Like, yeah, it's definitely a barley spirit. But it is bright to me, like almost so bright that it's tart, if that makes any sense.
I can see that. Brian's commenting now saying pineapple.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm there, but I can definitely see like it's
actually,
sweet on that level.
I don't know about sweet on that level, but like when you get a
But it is tart.
unripe pineapple,
There's like a tartness,
it's
and like even with like on your
yeah,
tongue, it's got that enzyme that like eats your tongue.
yeah, it's like
It's
flesh
like,
eating enzyme. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
No, I get behind maybe not a sweet pineapple, but I get behind like a tart pineapple for sure.
All right.
Yeah, did you sip yet?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
I will say I like the nose better than my first sip. That being said, first sip is not bad. I just felt rushed because I forgot to let
Ooh,
you know it's going.
Barracuda.
I yeah, I got to go for a second sip and take it slow this time. Cole, let me know when you're ready to talk.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I think potentially the port pipes really impacted this guy. This is bright, fruity, almost tropical fruity, which I can get from a good. I normally love a tropical fruity note from a good Irish whiskey.
Ooh.
9 years is good. It's but I think the port really brought this one out, or potentially all the wine finishes, or even fortified wine finishes. I gotta go for another sip, but so far I like it. I think it's bright. It is the definition of a bright whiskey, which might give us a lot of hope for the ice and water pours
I'm
for a
with
good
you.
Irish. But
So I get,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
think I am definitely behind almost tropical. I'm starting to get a little bit more like that pineapple. I can see the pineapple, but I don't know if it's just where my mind goes when I get the tropical notes, but I'm like, it's more it's mango-y
Yeah.
pineapple.
Papaya.
So I used to work at a day camp with kids,
Uh-huh.
and it had a large Hispanic population. And you know
Ah.
how the Hispanic kids would say mango?
Mango.
Mango, yeah. So
Huh.
anyway, it's got a little mango to it. And when you said papaya, I was thinking
Ooh.
mango. But maybe mango. I can't remember the line from what movie is that?
Couldn't tell you. Maybe
Gene
Brian's got it.
Wilder. Gene Wilder.
Richard Pryor.
Not Richard Pryor. Where are the white women at?
Is that a G or is that a
sitting around the campfire, they're all eating beans and farting like crazy. And
is it
Mongo
a one of that? What's that director name?
Blazing Saddles. Blazing
Yeah,
Saddles. There it is. Anyway, the thing I like about this, what's the proof on it? First of all,
102.8.
This has a really good, like just burn, like good alcohol burn on the finish where it just lingers like you just drank a whiskey, and I like it. Like it's not something that like you can put it down, but then you're gonna feel like it just carries throughout the palate, which is awesome with like that pineapple-y tropical kind of thing going. I like the proofage on this, and like it works on the palate. This is nice.
Yeah. There is something lacking though. To me.
Okay.
This does not live up to like Redbreast 12 cask strength to me.
Really?
But I can't put my finger on it.
So I think the difference for me off the top of my head is like you mentioned crisp. This is crisp. Redbreast 12th cask strength to me is much more robust. Like
and I think they get that from the sherry finish.
Yeah, and it's lighter and it kind of hits.
It is lighter.
Yeah. This is Redbreast is a battle axe. This is a saber. No, what do you stab with?
A saber-toothed tiger.
Yep, this is the saber-toothed tiger of Irish whiskeys.
A dagger.
A dagger. You stab with a dagger.
Yeah, right to the heart. So I'm giving it the old swirly poo, the old spin J.
Making it dizzy.
Yeah. Shout out to Willow. I know
Willow.
Dramhound's going to listen later. So we love you, Willow. Keep up everything you're doing. Keep it up. We love
Unless you're not listening to your father, then
yeah,
you and your mother.
Keep that up. You need to listen to your father and mother.
Yeah. And if you disagree, just have an honest discourse.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Come to terms.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, she is so cute.
Says the guy who just yelled at his dog, "Shut up."
Yeah. Let's try this out.
I like the nose. I think it's still good, but I like the neat nose better. Much more of the fruitiness. I think the proofage comes out. Oh, the part of Mongo on Blazing Saddles was written by Richard Pryor. I like that. That's the kind of fact I like to hear.
Was Richard Pryor in Blazing Saddles?
No, it was a different guy. I mean, he might have been like somewhere.
I loved Richard Pryor. And what is the guy's name? Now you just said it. Who's the guy?
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. I love the duo that they did. So good.
See no evil, hear no evil. Something like that. They did that one together.
Great palate. Great finish. Water's good. I'm just straight getting those fruity notes, tropical fruity. I mean, this knocks your average Irish out of the water.
Depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
This is so honestly,
it's a weird finish though.
Here's the thing. So what was the peated Irish whiskey we did?
Connemara.
I would take Connemara cask strength if you could find it over this.
You haven't had it yet. What if it's terrible?
What the what?
We haven't had it yet. We've only had 12 years.
The single barrel. 12 barrel, single barrel, 12-year single barrel, whatever we had. I would take that over this.
12-year.
And if you can find it, the Connemara, it's about the same price as this, right?
It's cheaper, I think. The Connemara 12.
Single barrel or whatever we had. What did we?
No, we just had a Connemara 12-year.
Okay. And that was how much?
Shout out to I almost said Brian Rapp. Shout out to Sean Ciaro for providing that.
And how much was that?
I think that might have been Ben Klepsig joint. Help us out, Sean. How much was that? I want to say it was like 80.
I would take that over this because it hits that like tropical. This is good. It really is. Yeah. And I feel like proofage wise, I really like the proof on it, but I would take that over this. So kind of, I mean, like, yes, this is really good, but it's kind of what you want in an Irish. Like this is really light.
Yeah.
And tasty. But yeah, it's kind of like it doesn't quite hit the tropical. Like this is definitely I'm more on the pineapple. Cole, that should be the album cover. Your album cover right there. Don't move.
I'm more on the pineapple or my view or my.
Yeah, that was like very
on Halfway to Heather.
The National for Halfway to Heather kind of pose. Matt Berenger kind of style on. But yeah, no, this is definitely lighter. It's definitely lighter. And it kind of hits that like more pineapple. I'm behind the pineapple now.
Okay. Speaking of behind the pineapple, I just dropped my cue. Bus driver. And giving it the old spin J to get it mixed in there nice.
I am going to finish this sample. I don't always finish my sample.
I'm pretty close.
I'm going to finish this one.
Yeah, not much left out of that.
All right.
I'm worried. Maybe this will ruin it.
Well,
but you know how Irish goes.
Connemara was great neat.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And then, what did we have recently?
I think it was great like, across the board.
Was it? We had one recently that was not as good when we added ice. We thought it was going to be. So, yes, I am a little worried just based off of that time. I think this is going to be good. And it's a beautiful aged and this is actually a lot darker. It's a nice aged terracotta. It is a darker for an Irish. That has to be the port casks of Monticello. And Cole, are you ready to talk?
Yeah. I don't prefer it with ice. I think it's the worst pour. The floral notes took over. I think this is
I'm
good,
excited.
But I think it reminds me of Macallan. Sometimes Macallan is like right on, but sometimes Macallan is too floral, too dried apricot, too raisiny, overwhelmingly raisiny. This one I wouldn't call it overwhelmingly raisiny, but the floral notes, like the almost perfumey notes, show up too much, and I don't dig that. But I don't know about Robbie.
This has that good proof kind of like
Uh-huh.
linger on the palate, which was nice with the first one. I get a little bit of nuttiness, which is weird for an Irish on the very back end of the palate. I think it goes back, is definitely like thicker in your mouth. That's not recommended.
I did not like that second sip.
You do the old swirly poo with your face. What are you drinking out of a bowl? You got sake there too?
My ice.
Oh,
my ice. I honestly, I didn't like it so much that I had to water it down.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It feels a little thicker. It's a little more dense on the mouthfeel.
Nice.
It is a little more like oily in that thickness. So maybe that's,
oil is a good word too. Yeah.
Maybe that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer the neat.
Okay.
And then I think iced and then water.
Yeah, it's pretty close for me with the ice and water. No, I agree. Neat is best, which is rare for a good Irish. Is that neat is like easily the best. Yeah, that's too bad. I kind of wanted ice to be great, but it wasn't.
I think
for me. I could see it being great for other people, but not me.
Absolutely. Woo! It's got some of the sweetness there. The sweetness is dulled, but it definitely, the proofage is there. If you like, it feels higher proofed with the ice than it does with the neat. Like it's got that nice, long lasting kind of burn. So
yeah. Formulating my rating.
This is a tricky one to rate.
It is.
A lot of great things about it. A lot of things that are like different. I think this is more of a preference kind of a whiskey for sure.
It is. I agree. And I'm glad that Brian Rapp agrees. He sent this long comment warning. But I agree with him. I give this a 9.4. I'm sorry, 8.4. 8.4.
Okay. I was like, wow, you
yeah, no.
Coming out of left field. Jeez.
I think this is a great whiskey. I think it is, especially neat. I think it is something to be treasured and something to be it's admirable, their attempt here, but for some reason it's not blowing my mind. And sadly, I compare it a lot to Redbreast, and I think Redbreast takes the lead. I think Redbreast works well across all pours, and but I still think it's good. If you find a bottle of Gold Spot, it might be worth picking up.
I think any spot is worth picking up if you see it.
Yeah, I mean, especially one of my favorites is Green Spot Chateau Léovre-Barton. Great whiskey. But here's the thing: is that like Irish whiskey leaves my shelf faster than any other whiskey. It's just so shareable, and that's the thing. Even Gold Spot here.
Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. And Irish twins. And
what are Irish twins?
I think they're born within 12 months.
Gotcha, that's right.
Yeah, so you got pregnant 3 months later or less, which is insane. So shout out to all the Irish twins out there and their moms.
Because you gave in when maybe you should just healed.
Gave out. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I think it was great. I wasn't impressed by the ice pour, but that doesn't matter. We picked the best pour. 9 or 8.4 I'm pretty happy with. What about you?
I'm gonna go 8.5. I really like this. I think there's I really like how it's that proofage kind of comes into the mouthfeel. Enjoy your sake. And I think that's unique. I do like, I'm in total agreement now. You mind melded me with the pineapple note. Love the pineapple. So it's like nice in that tropical kind of way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But is it what I want in a whiskey? No, I mean, there's like the Connemara 12 single barrel cask strength, whatever we had. I prefer that. I prefer that more mango-y, bold kind of thing, like a higher level of sweetness kind of. So in that regard. But am I glad I had this? 110%. Maybe that's where the Irish accent comes in, because I just slurred there a little bit. 100%.
Leprechauns.
I'm the leprechaun.
With that, now that we put on our ratings, Robbie, are you ready for our next segment of the show?
Always.
Well, we like to call it Whiskey World News.
And this is where Cole and I actually take a walk. So see you guys in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, my booty. All right.
Oh, Nathan, I have not, but I think of that often. I will go back.
No, yeah, that's a good idea. We gotta check it out. But we got Bryce Marita doing the new or updated ratings.
Oh, is he?
Luckily,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He offered to do so.
Hey, up your Patreons, folks, because I can never.
How you like that tin cup?
I can never get a pin that works in this house.
Here, I got one for you.
Cole, what's our chill filtered? Oh, geez. Uh-oh. Okay, I thought you were gonna pull a middle finger out on me, and that would be the raunchiness that we.
Yeah, the raunchy. What were you saying, Robbie?
What was I saying?
Yeah, I don't know. You were saying, "Hey, Cole."
Oh yeah. What's our chill filtered budget Patreon wise for new pins? I just got to bring some.
Maybe I'll send you a few bucks. We're still losing money.
No. So these are my favorites. The Pilot. G2s.
I am a felt tip kind of guy. Le Pen is my number one.
How much does that cost you?
Like $2 or $3
per pen.
Per pen.
What's it called?
Le Pen, like Frenchy. You know, LE.
Where do you get it?
On Amazon. I mean, but I'll find them at art or random writing supply stores.
Right, I will try one. I like the G2 gel pens.
No, I'm a felt tip kind of guy.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Check it out.
This is smear.
And now we know what happens during the.
This is what Cole and I talk about.
Mm-hmm. No.
Does it smear though?
No. You give it. Are you a left? You're not left-handed.
I'm a lefty. Yeah.
Oh, forget it. Yeah, you might want to not do a
felt
tip. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that you were a lefty. Sinister, man.
I am left for fine motor, right for gross motor.
So you can.
And by gross motor, it means doesn't mean what you think it means.
Gross. Wait, but do you bat lefty or righty?
I bat righty is so when you bat. So I bat on the left side of the
backhand.
My left hand is my bottom hand.
So where the bat swings is where you're left or right.
The top hand, I bat righty.
Okay,
that's gross motor. That's cool. Shoot a basketball righty. I bowl righty.
I
freaking punch in the mouth righty.
But you right lefty. That's interesting.
I right lefty. I eat lefty. Huh. I pick my nose lefty.
Really?
I tickle my toes lefty. All fine motor. Yeah, fine motor's lefty. I think a lot of it is because schools, like teacher-wise, people be like, they understand like right hand, left hand dominance. It's a Cincy Mincy whatever thing. But when you get into sports, they're like, no, bro, here you go.
Everyone bats righty.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting. I bet your brain is more developed.
Really?
Super developed.
Super. No, it's funny though. I was talking to one of the guys I teach with, and she's a lefty, and she's the same. She's like, gross motor was like, we kick soccer balls right, shoot right. So G2s are great, and I'm a G2
fan, but
doesn't pen. I put Batman duct tape around all my pins so I can get them back.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to hold on to a Batman pen.
So, Marco, you are a teacher, right? What do you teach?
Is. He teaches
I don't know this.
Math.
Oh, that's the connection. That's why Marco likes this, because you're the math man.
I'm the math teacher. Man. You're the teacher man.
He's the math man. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6.
Oh, so good. Scatman returns.
Ready?
Yeah, I guess we better bet back.
This is what it is.
So for those who are on YouTube right now, this is truly what happens during the break, but we should probably get back to it.
So here's the thing is like, I feel like we're less time constrained, so we're letting ourselves indulge. Sometimes like, okay, hurry.
This feels chaotic.
It is.
So for the record, John, this is a break right now. So we're not. This isn't our typical recording part. I love that. That's great.
Cole and Robbie
you ready
don't
to,
have
ready
male
to kick
children.
back in?
We don't have
ready
male
to do
children.
Whiskey World News.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute.
Take it
Hold
away
on.
when you're ready.
Wait. Let me. Oh, guys, I can start it.
Did you figure something out? Did you find an article yet?
Yes, I did. And that's the other
good.
thing is I usually search articles while Cole's talking.
Yeah, exactly. But you were yelling at your kid during the history.
Yeah. I got it. I'm just getting.
You're
this
good.
doesn't usually.
We
happen.
got time. This isn't officially recording.
And if anybody's adding their "What whiskey would you choose" as we're recording,
sorry.
Let me know in the comments, and I'll just add it in. No,
yeah.
John, you have not.
John,
what are you?
Respond.
John, what are you
drinking tonight? Yeah.
Who else is in here? So we got Nathan Anthony.
Marco didn't. Marco did respond.
Marco responded. Brian responded. Nathan didn't respond. Sean hasn't responded.
Sean,
unless it was earlier in the chat and I missed that.
Yeah. No, I don't think he did.
Sod.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot, Cole.
You're welcome.
I just couldn't figure out how to get the banner away, so I thought I'd do that.
Nice.
All right. Let me do this real quick. All right. Okay, list the flight. I'm going to read it for... There we go. Okay. So also, John, you missed this, but Cole has already had a stout beer.
No,
some
a Pilsner.
Rum, a Pilsner. Okay.
Some overproof rum.
Overproof rum.
Some
scotch.
cask strength scotch.
Sake.
This full thing of, or most of this,
this gold
Irish
spot.
whiskey.
Cole
Later tonight, I'll have a bourbon and a cigar.
Yeah.
Sending it up.
And then after that, 8-ball, and we'll see where the crack takes them. All right.
Exactly. Welcome back.
It is evident. All right.
Your mom's evident.
Hey! Don't you dare talk about Sue Dedlow. She's a
Sue Dedlow's a saint.
All right, here we go. Compose, Cole. Compose yourself. And we're back. Our part of the show, it's called Whiskey World News. Part where we read an article we talk about, didn't write it, going to read it. Here it goes. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's a very lengthy article. It comes from the ABA Journal and was written by Mark Walsh. But it's titled, Supreme Court Gets the Scoop on Doggy Toy Whiskey Parody Case.
Oh, yeah, this big one, the Jack Daniels dog toy, yeah.
And there you have it, folks. Cole summarized it incomplete. Stephen Sacker, the owner of a thriving business that makes pet toys, was eating dinner with his wife at the bar of a restaurant about 10 years ago when he saw a liquor bottle that inspired what would become the newest offering for his company's Silly Squeakers line.
I love it.
By the way, I probably should mention before we read this, we are sponsored this week by Silly Squeakers. If you want the best dog squeaking toys, get them there unless we go out of business from this lawsuit.
Yeah.
Those are dog chew toys shaped like the liquor bottles, but with parody names and themes such as Heine Sniffin', Heineken beer, Bark Party, Bacardi rum, and Doggy Walker, Johnny Walker Scotch whiskey. Sacker telephoned his producer, designer, and a little more than Bad Spaniels, you figure it out. Eleanor Phillips, designer, made the bottles. Skipping ahead, some evidence of consumer confusion. The case of Jack Daniels products holds implications far beyond squeaky pet toys. The central question is whether a humorous use of another company's trademark on a commercial product should receive heightened protection under the First Amendment or should simply be subject to the analysis and likelihood of confusion under the Lanham Act, which principal federal states skipping ahead. Business would do well to take a joke. In the Supreme Court, Jack Daniels, which declined an interview through this requested by Lower, argues that Lanham Act does not impose the heightened standard for humorous or expressive works. It argues for throwing out the Rogers test. Jack Daniels has numerous allies, mostly from the world of big business, who have rather humorless take on the case. Skipping ahead. A parody that works on two levels. VIP Products has supported somewhat more ragtag group of professors, First Amendment advocates, and artists. A group of 30 trademark law professors argues in a brief that Lanham Act was reaching far more than First Amendment expression until the Rogers blah, 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 blah. There we go. So these people are making dog toys to look like alcohol bottles, and people's getting upset. Cole, any thoughts?
Jack Daniels, take a joke. Just take a joke. It's not exactly.
The boy
Jack
wants
Daniels.
you to take a joke.
The boy needs a laugh. And I don't know. Personally, I would side with the dog toy, but I'm no Supreme Court justice. And so I just think, yeah, just take a joke.
Well, here's one for you,
friggin' joke.
And this is a chill filtered first.
Okay.
Along with our live recording in front of a live studio audience.
Ooh.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Agreed, John.
We just earned our explicit rating there.
We did.
No, here's my thing. Jack Daniels, get out ahead of it. Much like our friends at Whiskey Del Bach. And when we had Mark Lightaller,
Vierthaler
on, that's one of the things I mentioned. It's like I love the fact that they have like one of their first things when you go to their store is a dog toy. Like get in front of it. Make your own stinking toy.
Make your own toy and actually put Jack Daniels on it instead of
and people who like Jack Daniels and like dogs are gonna go, I'll buy that dog toy. Much like Whiskey Del Bach did. Like I have dogs. I love Whiskey Del Bach.
Yeah.
I would buy the dog toy.
Yes. Like lean into it.
Seriously.
Come on.
Like we're going all Valley Girl here.
in the house. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there you go. And then like John says, John Hughes, who's a much smarter man than I.
Yeah.
Buy it out. Get the man's design. Like just make it your thing and sell it. Like
and like make money off of it.
Go.
Yeah.
Don't be hating.
Yeah.
So,
don't be hating.
Yeah.
Yo. So anyway. That's Whiskey World News for the week. Let's go over last week's results for what whiskey would you choose?
Which applies to the time of recording, but not so much at the time of release. We talked about last week. What Irish whiskey are you drinking? Or not even Irish whiskey. What are you drinking on St. Patrick's Day? What are you celebrating with today? And to be honest, it's been a rough week. I put this up late, so there will probably be some entries that come later. And I'm sorry.
That's
okay. You work on my timeline because I am a forgetful person. And this is just a hobby.
My timeline. So you want to drink Mai Tais?
Oh, I like a nice Mai Tai.
I love a good Mai Tai.
Mai Tai, your Tai. Let's meet up. Here we go.
Or Orja, as they say.
A what?
Orja is
Orja? Is it pronounced?
I think it's pronounced Orja.
Okay. Anyway, Cole went with Redbreast 12. I went with Sexton, which I'm drinking tomorrow. I'm not actually drinking it today.
You found some.
Is it hard to find?
No. I thought you didn't have one already.
Oh, I didn't have one, but I got one. I knew it. I knew it would be easy to find. The way you said it, I was like,
single malt Irish whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Cole won 80-20, which honestly, I'll see. I've never had it. I was just excited to drink it with my buddy for the first time. His first time, my first time. We're having a little moment. Anyway, Live for Angels. Have we heard from Live? This might be the first time we've heard from Live for Angels.
I would like to say we love your support, Live for Angels.
Hit us up. Talk to us more. And if you talk to us less about other things, but only about this, that's fine too. Irish Flight, Redbreast Cask, Redbreast Listowel Gold, and Redbreast Listowel and Gold Spot.
Love it.
Tascan Askinosa, our Canadian turtle friend, probably just
love him.
Some Tully. And you know what? Talking about what Cole was talking about earlier, Tullamore Dew is actually nice and sippable neat. It's not just a mixer.
Price,
like for the price, it's a decent sipper.
Like
and
$20.
Yeah. Bryce B underscore side, Bryce Marita, some Teeling. I like Teeling. I turned a friend on to that this week. He gave me, he's like, hey, I got this, a guy I teach with. He's like, I got this whiskey. It's too much for me. Maybe you would like it. What would you recommend? And I was like, you know what? You like lighter, you like floral and fruity.
Yeah. You like
for Teeling?
Tropical fruity.
And guess what he gave me?
Teeling.
Nope. He said one he didn't like was a Pendleton Expression. I had one sip of it and said, Pendleton sucks. It was like Pendleton Midnight or something. It was horrible.
Interesting that they would put out a special expression.
Yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, Brian Rapp,
you don't.
who is on with us and listening. Wait a minute. Oh, no, his first one, Red Spot. And then he says, wait, no, if you're drinking Gold Spot on the live show, I'm drinking with you. And that's what we've had. Marco Nezzi, Jameson Black, Barrel. And I almost bought another bottle of Jameson Black because I do like that a lot. And Redbreast 12. It's spring break. Are you on spring break too?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know.
I have to work for a living.
No, I was talking to
AZ, Marco and AZ.
Talking to Marco. And then the Smoking Oak, I'm going to have some Method and Madness Chestnut Cask, which is perfect because as soon as we get done here, I'm going to watch some March Madness. Zags get on here in a little bit. So anyway, that's that. Cole, did we even think of what whiskey would you choose for this week? You did. Yeah. Perfect.
So we'll think about John's thing in a sec. But Redbreast Lustau, for the record, didn't we do an episode on Lustau?
We did Lustau, yeah.
Yeah. Go back. It was decent. It wasn't Redbreast 12 status to my recollection.
I think it was
even the non-cast strength.
It was finished like in a port or something like that. It was
finished in a sherry Lustau barrel or something.
Yeah, okay, that's right. It was. I remember
it wasn't a 12-year. It was like the youngest Redbreast release yet, basically.
And it was much more wine port. No, sherry, which usually drives me nuts.
It was definitely sherry.
Proprietary sake. I just remember it being not Irish and more finished.
Yeah. But I think it needed a little more age to it to be Redbreast status. But it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. Yeah. Yeah. John knows. John calls me out. No one else does. I mean, some people do.
Because us teachers don't work for a living.
Right? Calls me out.
Because us teachers don't work for a living, do we, Cole?
Yeah. No, you don't do anything. No, I'm kidding. You do a lot more than I do. I'll tell you that.
Teaching is like working in customer service, where if the bad customer comes to your desk, they don't leave for 9 months.
And then their parents don't leave for 9 months either. Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. There are listeners. Here's a parent. Here's the biggest parenting hack like advice when it comes to your children in school.
Yeah.
Do not be obnoxious. I have had kids that I absolutely love, but their parents are so difficult. It makes you not want to work with the kid because you get scared to upset the parent. When you absolutely love the child, like you're like, this kid is so fun and cool, and we can do this, that, and the other. And like we're getting stuff, and then the parents like, well, explain your Bloom's taxonomy. And you're like, no, like we're making progress. Anyway, don't be a bad parent.
No, and for the record, Robbie, I respect what you do, and
but you don't get a spring break. I get that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
So this week, Whiskey World News. It's March. It's time to have your bros over. And let's say you're hanging out with the dudes, and you're working up some good energy.
Oh, you're working like someone who's not a teacher. Cole, you said you were.
No. But you're hanging out with the bros, and you got a cigar, and everyone's got a cigar, and you say, I'm going to pull something off my shelf and share it so we can drink cigars with it. What is your go-to cigar smoking whiskey?
Okay, so you gotta let me think here because I don't smoke a lot of cigars, and I got to think about what's going to pair. So why don't you say something? You talk. What do you got? You have
yeah. No. I mean, I like a good bourbon with my cigar, and I like a good cask strength bourbon with my cigar. I think the last time I drank something off my shelf with a cigar was A. Smith Bowman cask strength batch 1. So that's what I'm going to go with this week.
Okay.
Did I say that, John? So we can drink cigars with it.
I am. Okay, so if I'm going to have a cigar with something that I drink, I think first I'm going to have a Pilsner, then I'm going to have an overproofed rum, then I'm going to have an Irish whiskey, then I'm going to have some sake,
bourbon to finish.
And then bourbon, and I want something that's sweet.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm gonna go in like smoky-ish. I think that goes well. I think I'm gonna go like Balvenie 12.
Ooh, scotchy.
A little slight, like decent sweetness that pairs well. I don't know, man. Like you throw these things at me.
No, I'm into that.
Like mine are like what's
double
a whiskey
wood,
that you
I
think
imagine?
is 12-year double?
Yeah,
easy peasy.
Ooh, good choice, Sean.
Accessible.
I like it.
That's what I'm.
So those who answered on the live chat answer on this week's what whiskey would you choose on Wednesday? Robbie.
Yes.
What should we drink next week?
Dude, I don't even know. What should we drink?
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out because we're doing what's it called? Matt Madness. But
so here's the thing.
List.
Can I be honest with you?
Be honest.
Marital wise, I'm thinking if Matt's okay with it, we release the audio from Matt Madness with
we can't do that. Matt's not okay with that. No, we got to do our own episode.
No, Cole, did you listen? Marital wise, for the sake of my marriage,
How bad is your marriage right now?
It's great, but the thing that makes our marriage great is I'm willing.
You do one
I understand
a week.
the give and the take. Yeah, you know. So if Matt lets us release the audio, we say that's our episode because both of us are on it.
Okay, but you're gonna ask Matt, and if Matt says no, we got to record.
If Matt says no, what are we gonna have?
I say a bourbon. We have a few. I want to do the Four
Roses. I want
Knob
15.
Knob 15. Okay, cool. Then if we're doing Knob 15, then I'm gonna do Angel's Envy Cellar Collection.
Perfect.
Finished in a tawny port at 55.8.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do that.
All right.
That's
cool. Sounds good.
All right.
Man.
Well, I hope our listeners had a fun time commenting along and having fun with us because we had fun.
I hope it was fun. I totally hope it was worth their while. And Nicole, I hope you do not sell out and shave that magnificent beard of yours.
That
it's looking good. Yeah. Roll that beautiful beard footage.
Yeah. Roll that. Beautiful
beard footage.
And did we just have a Bush's Baked Beans moment?
The second one of the show?
I hope we have many more Bush's Baked Beans moments on this podcast. But most of all, viewers and listeners.
I hope the leprechaun doesn't get you.
And I hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits.
All right. I got to roll.
Sounds good. We'll see you later.
Peace. Thank you so much, everyone. Guys, for showing up. Cole, take the picture. Picture, Cole.
Oh, yeah. Picture. Wait 1 sec.
All right.
We'll see you later. Peace.
Hey, thank you guys so much for showing up.
Thanks, everyone.
Seeing how the sausage is made. Love you guys. Wish I could stay, but
all good. We'll see you later. Peace.